Is it really? Probably not. But after feeling pretty puffed up with pride, winning 3 in a row, I think it's been a little deflating to watch them lose 3 in a row. We'll talk all about it here on the DLS Stars post-game show, which starts right now. This is the DLS Stars post-game show alongside Craig Ludwig and our producer, Ryan Vaughters. I'm Owen Newkirk. Thanks for joining us tonight. And I'm sure some of you, or maybe even a majority of you, feel like venting some frustration. Dallas loses for the 3rd consecutive game, something that they almost never did under former head coach Pete DeBoer. Now they've done it in just 6 games, won 3, and now they've lost 3. Luds, we'll get into all of it.
You had to throw that little line in there about Pete DeBoer.
We're not over him quite yet.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, it's because, Luds, when DeBoer was the head coach, that was a Stars PR talking point for 3 years. Until the end of last year, they had not lost in the regular season in regulation.
A lot of threes coming up.
Yeah, and a lot of threes.
First 1 to 3, isn't it?
So we're going to talk about the whole game. We'll get into all the breakdowns, some video clips or screenshots if we break it down. Bloods, after that first period, I looked over at Robert and I went, well, they still haven't played a 60-minute game. That was an awful 20 minutes.
I think they had a good 20 minutes tonight. I mean, they were outshot in the first and third period tonight. So
the second period wasn't bad.
All in all, it definitely wasn't even close to 60. They haven't put it together yet. And I don't think this is a system thing, you know. And I wonder, does it ever come to, with coaches that are juggling lines around here and there, does it ever get to be too much?
I think that's a fair question.
When there's, let's
is
just
it too much lack of continuity?
If you're Miko, if you're, I don't know, maybe Robo or Tyler, and you're going, okay, I've played with the 7, 8 different guys tonight, and no steady diet. Although Tyler, when Tyler and Ernie and Blackwell got out there, they were good at that little.
Got a good question for you. You ready for this?
They weren't moving very fast, but
honestly, that line of when they put them together of Ernie, Blackwell, and Seguin, Stars' best line the second half of the game.
But what I thought was appropriate about it? They had Tyler in the middle.
Yeah.
He had a couple plays when he was on the wall tonight.
Been a little while since he played center, and yet he still looks good at it.
But I think he's better with flow. You know what I mean? And I think your body's better with flow too.
But don't you think for a guy that likes to arrive later, he can get it to his wingers and then be the guy that follows in?
He can read off of them.
Yeah.
And like I said, even the battling on the wall, down low, I said, when Hitchcock came here, he really worked with Tyler as a centerman how to play in his own zone. And you watch Tyler when he plays in his own zone. He never leaves the zone first if he doesn't have to. He makes sure that things are taken care of. When he's exiting the zone, the puck's on the wall, for instance, he had a couple times tonight, he doesn't overcommit to the wall. He takes the middle of the ice away. He makes sure that it's going to stay in a certain area. So, detailed guy.
I have a question for you.
You ready for this? There's a lot of questions, I'm guessing.
I believe so. Who do you think the Dallas Stars miss more at the moment?
Oh, okay.
Well, you can add that as your write-in. Jamie Benn or Matt Duchene?
Jamie Benn. I mean, they're different players.
Totally.
But I think, again, we don't know how, at least I don't, you might, but never been in a locker room with Jamie Benn.
Yeah,
but
I haven't been in the room
has
behind closed doors.
Such great positive comments about Jamie. So it's not the same, even if Jamie would walk in there in between periods to talk to the guys, it's not the same as being a player and being dressed going through it. So I think, yes, Matt Duchene drives a little, obviously, more offense than Jamie would getting up and down the ice. But I just wonder if it's the voice in the room.
And I wonder that in the pregame
because Matt Duchene
tonight,
was there and they weren't playing a complete game anyway.
No, but they were winning. and he was helping in some regard.
They weren't winning.
But I'm not disagreeing with you. I actually was wondering this in the pregame. We just didn't have time for it. And as I was thinking about Jamie Benn not being part of this, he's not the Jamie Benn when it was the Art Ross trophy winning Jamie Benn, the Sochi Jamie Benn of 2014, the Ben, Seguin, Radulov when they were the dominant line for the Stars. That's a while ago now. It's quite a few years in the past. So getting Jamie back is not going to add you a top 6 power forward like he used to be. But from a leadership standpoint, calming presence.
And he has a presence on the ice.
And he still has an ability every now and then. It's not as consistent as it used to be that raging bull that can change games.
Yeah, and
they have a huge hole on the left side.
And he'll pick out, the right guy on the other team, which doesn't mean it's their biggest guy, to stir the pot a little bit from the opponent, to get them off their game a little bit, and be able to back it up. You know what I mean? And everybody knows that he can back it up. So I think anytime your captain is missing for a period of time, no team is really the same, because especially those captains that have been in that role for a long time.
What about look at Lane. This team actually misses Brendan Smith the most. I like that one. What about the puck movement? Because this team, transition game, getting out of their zone quickly, attacking in waves, we're not seeing a lot of that at all.
No, but again, this team is not 3 lines, 3.5, almost 4 lines deep like it was a year or two ago. We've said this from the beginning. There was one hole missing on the left side in the top 6.
Yep.
Now that is still missing, and now with Matt out, there's another big hole that's missing.
Hole. That's a big hole.
Yeah, and
he's one of your top 6 guys.
You can see what Glenn Gullickson, he's doing a lot of juggling. Like when the cameras do go to him, and you get to look at him during play and even at intermission, there's a lot of looking around, and he's going up and down. He's looking around, and that means he's going, who can I get to jumpstart us? Who can I put together?
Who's going tonight?
Yeah, and so he's trying to find someone and that he can go ahead and throw with, if it's Hintz and whoever it is, Hintz and Rantanen. Who can I put up there? And I think he's searching for those answers, and this isn't a systemic thing for me. I mean, it's cohesiveness, and what I mean?
Is there such a thing as too much line shuffling after 6 games?
See, I think there is, but you're better off asking the players, because I haven't been on a team. In fact, I've heard, and it didn't go on a lot. It really didn't. It seemed like, again, I was fortunate to be on teams that were pretty good all the time, and the ship is steady, so we're okay. And if there wasn't the occasional one, and again, you've heard me say this before, Hitchcock, and I could go on to other coaches in Montreal, but the one for Hitch was, and he always used Daryl Sador, who was a defenseman, and he'd always yell, "Sid." God, I wish I could say what Hitch said right now. But
can you paraphrase it?
Not very well
without cursing.
but what he would say, he'd basically say, "Sid, get the up here.
Yep.
I got nobody else to play," and that was a message to whether it was Brett Hull or Mike Keane or any of those kind of players. The top, and Mike Modano. And what he would do is he would sit one of those guys down. Daryl Sador would jump in there, and I remember the first time it happened. Sid kind of looked at me, or like, "What?" And he said, "Get up here." He just wanted Sid's energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it worked. And the reason
it was one of the cards he had to play.
Well, because again, and we all know this, in today's game, the only and the most precious thing you can take away from a player now is his ice time and his rotation. And so when somebody would jump up in that spot, and especially a defenseman jumping into a forward spot, that player got pissed off. And they knew it. They knew it after the game. Like, they're like, "He got me going again." They don't want to admit it.
Yeah, they don't want to admit it because they don't like the style.
But they got him going again because the way you did it and how you did it. You put this guy up here for me, and it worked. So Gully's thing is obviously different, and he's trying to find those combinations.
I think they're kind of stuck right now because they've been so ingrained with the DeBoer system that they haven't worked it out. I mean, Gully said it. I wish we had the clip to play from the we didn't have it for pregame. For some reason, the Stars didn't release it. Abby and I were doing that one-on-one with Blackwell. So by the time we got in, we heard it, but she didn't set up the camera. It's not her fault, of course. But he was talking.
You made it sound like it was.
No.
Oh.
The Stars usually record that. I don't know what happened there. But Gulletson was talking about we aren't instinctively playing things yet. But he said it's not our system that's the problem.
That's because they're thinking
basic passes.
They're thinking
basic
where
plays.
to be.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you tweak things is you're like, okay.
So is that a good thing? Is that
no.
No. Not a good thing. Is it a good thing that there's room for obvious improvement with time?
It's part of the process.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. That's what it is. And again, like I said too many times, we would do the same drills every day.
Every day.
And so you just
Did you get sick of them?
Yes, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not even thinking anymore. I just go here. So you appreciated it too late, but I shouldn't say too late because it ultimately wins you games and series and and sometimes the big prize. But it takes time to get there because you're trying to get 20 guys to think the same way. And in today's game, it's a lot different because it's about speed and guys wanting to get points and all that. And it's got to be taken the right way. But what you have to have is you have to get to that point as soon as you can, so that everybody starts to believe in it.
I'm looking at some of our talking points from the pregame show. One of them is that now Mikko Rantanen and Wyatt Johnston, first time in 6 games, they didn't get on the score sheet. So no points for either the Moose or, are we calling him Alfalfa? That's a little early for your Little Rascals thing you had yesterday in the 3 stars. But more importantly, this is a team that talked about we've got to get out of the ditch quickly. That was a constant theme under the previous coaching regime and Hitch, your coach, repeatedly said this. I remember in it would have been the 17-18 season when he came back for his second stint, right? He talked about it's not about going into the ditch, it's how quickly you get out of the ditch. Well, they're in the ditch now after losing 3 in a row.
Yeah, but they're not. They're in the ditch, but it's not real muddy in there yet. You know what I mean? It's. Yep. I mean, they're still okay. I know it's not what it's supposed to be, but again, we said this, and I keep saying it. Like, you got to give the process a little bit of time. And this team is not the same team as it was for the last couple of years, where everybody was healthy and everything was slotted in the right spot, and your power play was, all on the same page. There are different pieces in different spots right now. And so, you go back, if you did, and Paul Maurice, again, we talk about the Florida Panthers. He went back to the year he got there, and he said it was going to be, a certain number of games. And he knew it. And again, the number was in the 60s. So he knew it was going to take a long time. And then they got it together, and then they won a couple back-to-back Stanley Cups. So here we go.
It doesn't matter if the Stars win the division in the sense of they don't need to do that as a precursor to winning the Stanley Cup. However, hanging around in 7th or 8th in the division is probably not the place they want to be early in the season anyway.
Well, you want that morale to be good.
That's what I'm saying.
That's going
you want to get a good taste in your mouth. So the question is, Luds, as you see people in the chat starting to chime in based on tonight's thumbnail caption, is it panic time?
No. Geez, what was this, Game 6?
Game 6 out of 82.
No.
They're 3-3.
There's still some runway before we should start to panic.
Okay. That's good to hear.
I'm
not panicking either. But I know people that are already salty as they ride that roller coaster of emotion.
Why are they salty? Because there's high expectations, right?
Very high expectations.
Because of what's gone on here for how many years that they've been at the top of the league.
And in the last 3 games, especially in the losing streak, does this look like the Dallas Stars that went to the 3rd round 3 years in a row?
Yeah, you know what? And again, if you're looking at Florida and you're looking at Edmonton, who was been in the finals, or Florida's been there 3 years in a row.
Florida's been 3 in a row.
And now all of a sudden those teams aren't. Now Florida finally won today, I believe, right?
In dramatic fashion too.
So, but I mean, they're slow getting out of the gate. So, you look at those teams, and it is a lot of extra hockey, and again, you pay the price in the playoffs, and nobody goes in healthy, and you just wear yourself down, and it's even worse when you don't get there. You're dejected.
Well,
carried with you.
They need a little bit of good vibes coming their way. They're going to have to do that probably by getting back to winning ways against the LA Kings, because then they've got the Hurricanes and then they have to go to Nashville. It's a busy week. We're going to talk about this one with Luds' breakdowns next in the DLS Stars postgame show after losing to Columbus.
Speaking of salty,
balls, butt cracks,
Mando's
and
back.
grundles.
Well,
You heard
or
it.
the Grundles. Salty Grundles. Mando's back. Fall's here. Crisp air, football, maybe a bonfire or two. But if you're like most guys, you're still putting in the hard work. And yeah, that means sweat. You know the feeling. It's game day and you've been working all week. Let's be honest, regular deodorant just doesn't cut it after a long, long day. But there's a real game changer. Mando deodorant plus sweat control. Not just another cover-up. Mando is one stick, two jobs. Powerful odor and sweat control. It actually stops odor before it even starts. One swipe and you're good to go. I'll leave that line out. It controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours. And just after 12 hours, underarm sweat was reduced by 92%. It doesn't just mask the odor, it prevents it. 100% of study participants experience all-day odor protection. Premium ingredients, double protection. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off our exclusive code. Use code DLLS at shopmando.com for 20% off. Shopmando.com. On here it says the finisher, but I think that's Mikko Rantanen. So, but Mando could be the finisher.
You're getting ready for your next read, but we'll wait for the next segment. October is here, and so is the return of chilly air seeping into your home. And that is, of course, if you have old, stuck, or cracked windows, or just the cheap contractor grade ones that come with your house that just don't keep the air out when it's hot or when it's cold. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with top quality replacement windows from Window Nation in Dallas. Window Nation has some of the best replacement windows out there. Our installation crews finish the job in 1 day or less. You can get back to your daily routines with minimal interruption. Window Nation in Dallas offers a lifetime warranty on all their windows, so you can relax knowing your home is protected far into the future. Get started on your free estimate before October 31st to save big on your replacement windows. Schedule a fast free estimate now with the pros at Window Nation, windownation.com. All right. Now let's get into some breakdowns and the recap of tonight's hockey game, which, of course, started off oh so beautifully with the first period that was one-sided in the wrong direction. Lud, you have a team, that comes in to the game having lost 2 in a row. They need to get back to winning ways. They need to put up a statement at home. They give up the first goal against, and I looked over at my buddy Robert Tiffin, our buddy, who was next to me in the press box, and I go, wow. Because remember, Dallas scored first in the first 4 games of the season. It was very un-Dallas Stars-like of the last few years. This, giving up the game's first goal, is a lot more of what we're used to seeing from this team.
Yeah, it was just a slow start, and I think when we look at this, and this is a Fantilli goal, but see, this is positioning.
Oh, no.
There's really one Blue Jacket over there, and there happens to be 3 Dallas Stars players over there. Why Leon Bichel went over here at this point, I'm not sure, but he was on the way over there anyways, so I guess he continued to go. So there's where the problem starts right there. There's your breakdown, and then you keep on the guy in the corner who's all alone down here. And then there's Jake, and then there's Petro standing in front of the net. And this one here, I kept wondering if it went off the stick of Petro. It didn't. And then I had one more look, and I thought, I wonder if he screened him. He didn't. And then I watched Jake's body language as he goes down. He starts to just kind of lean over, and then he kind of tips over, and then he kind of falls here. And he knew that was a goal that was on him.
Yep.
He didn't like it, and he didn't play it right. And his whole thing was, damn.
I really like the additional captions here, the subtitles. I think you add a nice little layer of flair to the recap when
Ryan
let us know.
Proofreads everything. He makes me he makes me clean them up a little bit.
Okay, so maybe it didn't say damn initially. All right.
Might not have.
Well, Luds, that goal got the Blue Jackets off to the start. They won on the road, but Dallas didn't have much in the way of offense. In fact, they almost gave up another one, if not for a very nice save from Jake Ottinger.
What a great save. And really, it was coverage again. But here, Jake was making up for that first goal. This one appears to be labeled. But somehow, Jake stretches out. He gets it off the heel of his left foot. It goes over, and it hits him in the back of his right calf. How it doesn't hit anything else. And then it ricochets back over to his left again and still misses the net.
In live speed, it looked like he missed it. It hit the far post and kicked out. That's the way the puck shot out. But when we watch the replay, you go, no, that hit Jake. That was wild.
Well, it was lucky because I would have thought that too, but there was an angle from behind.
Yes.
I'm like, it never
got there, right.
Never got there. So that's where sometimes for goalies, it's, better to be lucky than good, and he was both there.
Well, then he stopped Chinnikov on a one-on-one where a stretch pass put him behind the defense.
That was, that one. Yeah.
Still 1-0.
Again, a little coverage problem.
That was a part of that whole first period. Then the Stars get a power play, and you're thinking, okay, really good power play against the number 32 ranked penalty kill, the worst in the NHL. Robo hit the outside of the left post on a wrist shot from the circle, and then Hintz had a great chance. They had a rebound. Wyatt whiffed on it. Robo couldn't get a stick on it. There were the pieces of a retrieval that could have led to a goal, but they just couldn't quite get it on the stick.
Yeah, well, listen. So here's my issue, is you've got the best players on your team out there on the power play. Here's Miro. Miro's got the puck on his stick. He's looking at Mikko Rantanen over there. Miro passes it over to Mikko Rantanen. He puts it in his skate. He doesn't even put it on the stick. Now, this is where you can see there's only 10 seconds off. All the good stuff you talked about came after.
Yes.
Right? So now Miro gets the puck back, and he's going to give it back to Miro again. I just want to point there. That's where his stick is.
Back to Robo.
But that's his stick.
Yes.
Right? That's a stick blade I'm pointing at. Watch where the pass goes. It goes back in his skate again.
Not great.
So, no, not good. Well, that's Mikko over there. This is.
I see. Robo's in the corner.
Robo's in the corner. Robo's next, though.
Oh.
So now it comes back to Miro again. He moves it down to Robo. Now, what are they? A good 8 feet maybe apart?
Maybe 10.
Robo decides to give it back to Miro, and he puts it in his right skate. And so I'm thinking, okay, there's no pressure. Like, these guys are not so early in the game.
Just sloppy.
I'm going, they're not dialed in. For whatever reason is, maybe you take your opponent too lightly. I don't know what it was. And they didn't have an aggressive penalty kill. So there was no reason for them. And my thought was, this is not going to be good. But they did. They got some opportunities on that.
They did a couple.
Yeah, and I'd still like to see Miro shoot the puck a little bit more than that.
He did actually in the second period, which we'll get to. But after their power play went under, then they take a penalty as Maverick Bourque was called for interference with just under 3 minutes to go in the period. The Blue Jackets get their first power play of the night. They had scored 1 in their first 5 games. 1 power play goal, lowest in the NHL at 7.7%. So what do? They go 2 for 2 and they win a hockey game. But they started with this goal from Boone Jenner. There was some debate about the legality of it. I think in the end it counts but we'll get into it. Break us down how Jenner and the Blue Jackets broke down the Stars' penalty kill coverage.
Well, the Stars broke their own coverage down. And it starts off of face-off. And again, I know I've talked about Wyatt not being the greatest of penalty killers. He will get there. But right off of the opening face-off at the start of this, we're hoping there's one here. Because as I see Ryan look over here, he goes, he gives me the heave, which I know that means the thing is spinning around and it's not coming up.
And he's waiting for it to pop up.
Yeah, he's waiting for it. Anyway, what happens on this, though, what I didn't like about it is it's a lost draw by Wyatt, which happens, right? But then what Wyatt does is he shoots out to the defenseman and he goes full speed. What he's doing is he's taking himself out of position. Well, then I'm not sure who it was. It was Thomas. So now it's at the point, Wyatt's already left. Now the next one to go is Thomas. And the guy that's on the half wall is above the tops of the circles. Now Harley goes all the way out there. Now you've got 2 of your 4 penalty killers that are cut out high. Ultimately, what they did is they created a 3-on-2 down low. Puck comes into the middle of the ice. Well, then we got some poor coverage in the front of the net, and it ends up going off of a skate, which is what you're talking about. But Jenner just had his skate there, so there's no kicking motion there. His skate was there, and it was redirected off of it, which is legal.
I completely agree. I can understand why some fans thought it was a kicking motion because you see his foot and leg extend out, but it looked like it would deflected off his stick, and he stuck his foot out to try to block the puck.
Oh,
there we go, right here.
There it is.
And
then we don't have any of the beginning
stuff. And remember, they changed the rule a few years ago from it can't be a goal off a skate to it must be a distinct kicking motion, meaning redirections and glances or ricochets are legal. And as Lud says,
I didn't know I wrote that.
I honestly, I completely agree.
Especially here, And our still shots, there's no kicking motion.
There's
there.
no
There's
kicking
no
motion.
kicking motion there.
He does have a little, after it hits his skate, his foot flares out, so it almost
but
looks
that's
like
because he's down on one
it's a
knee and you're
follow-through.
trying to keep
Yes.
your balance.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
But again, having Boone Jenner wide open, standing in your crease during a power play is not ideal.
Well, the other issue, do we have that? Do we have a couple of those? Is that the only one? You can. Oh, now we have it. Okay. Well, let's go through it really quick, and we'll just buzz right through. Watch this. It's going to start spinning on him now. He's going to go, I don't have it. The one missing link in this whole thing was Rope. Okay, here we go. So here's the face-off. Ultimately goes out. He loses the draw. Wyatt blows out there. Like, he takes off. Click. He takes off. He's going really fast.
He's going to go and just
he's going to go faster.
Now,
any second now.
He's going to
go really fast.
There he goes.
There he goes. So there goes Wyatt, right? So now it gets out there. Now watch where Thomas Harley goes. Harley goes to the wall on the next one. It's spinning around, folks. So let's just fast forward to the third period.
Let's just jump right ahead to the second period.
Oh, there we go. So there goes Thomas Harley. Look at where he is. So Wyatt's already out there. Now Harley's decides to go out there. Now look at the space that's created in the middle of the ice. Well, now you've broke right there. So now we're creating all this space in the middle. Well, then what happens next is you've got a defenseman who starts to reach. But my problem, besides those other three things that happen, Rope never comes down and helps. He stays in that circle the whole time.
You want him into the middle more?
Well, actually, no. I want the whole thing changed, to be totally honest with you.
You'd rather have the two
But the
forwards
most
up high.
dangerous guy is standing down here. Even if there's a shot and a rebound, Jake's got to handle the shot and the rebound. But now the next one, Rope still hasn't come back here. Now what happens is by the time he even starts thinking about it, and to be honest with you, he never even comes down here after this. Now this pass comes through, then we go to that. So they've created a 2-on-1. That's because Hintz doesn't come down and help. That puck comes through. Now you don't even see Rope in the picture.
Nope.
He actually backed away from it, where the most dangerous guy is down there on one knee. So there you go. Let's move on.
And, of course, Bischel's trying to block the pass, but doesn't succeed
then went
in
5-hole
doing it.
on him.
Yep.
Yep.
And then Jenner had a tap in. Okay.
Yeah, defensemen need to learn how to lay down.
Shots on goal in the first period were 14-5 Columbus. The chances were 13-6. High dangers 4-2. They won that period running away. They were so much better than Dallas in the opening 20, and that's not what you want to see against a team that you think you're better than, but more importantly, on your home ice.
On paper, you are.
You
but
should
the
be.
game's not won and lost on
no,
paper.
No, it sure
now,
wasn't. Second period, they flipped it, except for they didn't score because they were much better. Shots were
Where's Lincoln was good.
One-sided for Dallas. They had a 13-5 edge in scoring chances. What do you think about the second power play where the top unit was out there for the entire 2 minutes? Is that a message being sent by either the group or by the bench or both?
You want the Stars power play?
Yeah.
Well, I think what it is, it's control.
Yep.
It's the only one that was working. And they weren't getting a lot of pressure, and they were able to recover pucks and keep them on their tape and move it around. So, yeah, I think that, you got something that's getting a little bit of zone time and creating some chances. Not enough, obviously, but doing some time.
Late in the period, though, Luds, your favorite player, Colin Blackwell, gets a 2-on-1 rush with Seguin, gets the pass. I thought Seguin was going to shoot it. He tried to
Were
make
you
the
being
pass.
facetious about
No.
that? No. I like him. I'm just saying I don't know if he should,
No, you've just said some horrible things about him by accident. But no, anyway. So Seguin, this is second half of the period now. It's probably 11
Well, they put the big line together.
And they get a 2-on-1. Blackwell's denied on a great save by Merzlikins, but same shift, they finally break through with the Tyler Seguin goal from Colin Blackwell.
Exactly. But it starts in their own D zone, and it was Adam Ernie on the wall. This is Labushkin who's firing a puck up the wall, and it was a beautiful play by Ernie. And Tyler Seguin playing center. Where's the best spot and the hole in the ice? It's below everybody. Tyler comes late. Ernie just one touches it to the middle of the ice, and that's what springs Tyler. And now all of a sudden it's him and Blackwell. They go down to the other end of the ice. That's where it all starts. But it doesn't start if it's not Adam Ernie making
Go
that
back
play.
one frame if you can, Ryan, if it doesn't make the entire system spool. This is one of those benefits Gully was talking about, Luds, where if you're playing on the half wall or along the boards on your offside, because he's a lefty facing, that's on his forehand. If he's a righty there, he's either not facing the play and trying to catch it on his back, or he's trying to bump it,
or he's backed up to the wall.
Yes.
And when this was a bump, anyways, like he didn't pass it. It was one touch.
Right.
It was really nice by Adam Ernie, and again, and he put it right on Tyler's forehand.
Right,
that's what springs him out of the zone. Now you get down to the other end of the ring. Tyler's going to try to saucer one, which he does.
Gets
Blackie
it through.
gets a great shot. He gets a great shot.
Is this just a great save?
Yeah, it was a great save. And I think that because it wasn't a rocket of a pass, it was a bit of a saucer. So Merzlikins, and I think the goaltender, that is a one-timer.
One-timer.
Yeah, see, one-times.
And
I think Merzlikins reads that, and he's already over there waiting as Blackie's getting rid of it. So he's there waiting on it. But then again, it's the recovery of everything that happened here. And Tyler with a nice little move, he threats to take the shot. He gets that forward to kind of stand up a little bit. He takes a step to his right. Now, all of a sudden, that's what creates a little bit more space and time. Throws the puck here. And then it's where it comes around the back of the net again. And I think that was the whole idea of this thing. When Ernie grabs it here down on the goal line, he comes around. He makes a pass immediately to Blackwell. And I want you to keep an eye on where Tyler Seguin is. Right here, he doesn't race out here. He lets Blackwell spot him. He takes his time. Everybody kind of gravitates away from that area.
He got lost back there, didn't he?
Yep. And then all he does, he takes one more stride, and he's in that blue paint. Blackwell gives him the perfect pass. He spots him here on the back door, and Tyler puts his tape down, puts his stick down. Blackwell hits it, and it's a little tap in. Nice goal all the way around. And again, it's a line that, again, Kelly somehow threw Ernie. And what I liked about the line, and no disrespect again to anybody, but these three guys go up and down the ice at the same pace. Sometimes when Tyler is playing with Hintz, it's a little speedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Ernie and Blackwell and Tyler. And again, I like it when Tyler, if he's going to play with somebody besides Duchesne, I like it when he's in the middle of the ice. I like him as a centerman. He understands coming late and being above the play at times, coming back the other way.
And that they found some chemistry mid-game, because from there through the back half of the game, I thought that
it was kind of a go-to line
consistent.
for Dlls.
I thought so.
Yeah,
they kept trotting him out there. Now, Steele, Hintz, Rantanen were getting some offensive zone shifts in the third, but it didn't quite go the way they wanted to. As you go to the third period, Seguin gets a backdoor chance from Miro Heiskanen on his backhand, Miro's pass. It was a beautiful cross-crease pass, and Tyler Seguin is a guy that can bury that, and he golfs that one from close range. It's not easy to do, Luds, to get the puck up that quickly over the crossbar. And he missed it by a good couple inches. It wasn't like it was that close. He really sailed
like a good couple 12 inches. Yeah. I mean, he put it up in the netting, it seemed like. No, I think, and I'm not sure that,
And if he scores on that one, it's 2-2.
It would be a soccer net. But I think that sometimes that puck stands up a little bit, and it's wobbling a little bit, and so you kind of scoop it up a little higher than you intended.
Well, that was the best Stars' chance to tie the game. They had a couple other looks. Bastian had a tip. Robertson with a shot that he put wide. Wyatt Johnson had a redirection down low. Merzlikins made a nice save there. And then all of a sudden, Columbus started to string a few things together and push Dallas back, and it led to the third goal. And it was Denton Matejchuk who scored on a wrist shot in the slot. Luds, I don't know if you have the pictures of it, but boy, there was an interesting glare at the end of it.
We don't, but what I didn't like on the whole thing was that was a puck that Thomas Harley had.
Mm-hmm. Started in the neutral, or right at the blue line.
Yeah, just inside his own blue line. And he tries to grab it and redirect it and put it down in front of him. And there's a player wearing the wrong jersey that's standing within a foot of him. So to me, you swipe it to the side, you bat it back out into the neutral zone, or you just kind of fair catch it and you grab it and you run into the player and then throw it in from there. But he actually grabs it, and then he puts it down. He's going to put it on his stick, but it was already stick on stick. And to me, that's where it all started going wrong anyway, right there.
Could have pulled it back. So that goal for Matejchuk was at 7:21. Again, that's still first half of the third period. Sam Steele, Luds, had a great quick one-timer from just above the top of the crease in terms of position and circumstance, but he never raised it off the ice. It looked like a very comfortable save from Merzlikins.
And there were a couple sticks in there, right? There was a couple stick blades in there, and the shafts were in there. I just wonder sometimes, we can't tell the perception of it. Did he see the puck clean, and did it get tipped on the way in? Did it slow down? And again, I don't know.
What's really the big thing, though, is about next 5 to 7 minutes, nothing happened. No scoring chances for Dallas at all. They're down 3-1, and it felt like Columbus was managing the game. Then they draw a penalty as Blackwell gets called for holding the stick. I thought it was a little touchy. It's not the reason why they lost the game, but boy, did they put him away as Dmitry Voronkov scored his third of the year on the power play. on a catch and shoot in the high slot.
Problem I had with that is Faksa and Bork are coming into the zone. There's a pass that goes cross ice. It starts on the right wing side for Columbus. It goes through the middle of the ice to the offside, and then it comes back through the middle of the ice again. So first it goes past Faksa because there's no stick in a lane, and then Bork doesn't have his stick in a lane when it comes back to the right. That play should have been killed on the first or second one if their sticks are.
Kent Johnson added an empty net goal from just inside his own blue line. 5-1 the final. We're a little long on this segment. We have your Super Chats next. We'll talk more about what this means and whether or not the Moose hat looks particularly sad tonight as the Stars lose to the Blue Jackets 5-1 here on DLS Stars postgame show.
So if we went a little long, does that mean we go short here?
No, this is still the same. It's the next segment might be a little shorter.
I know I'm up, but you got the camera on him.
Not entirely. That's still me. Yeah, you're just zoomed off the screen a little bit. You go right there.
So let me tell you about the DLS merchandise. I mean, we got some.
No. You got to talk into your microphone.
Oh, that's right. I got to tell you about the shirts, but I got to lean over here because our camera's all screwed up. Oh, it's not.
It looks fine. It's just he moved it off screen so you can
tell.
see the
It looks
stopwatch.
like
There
I'll
it
move
is.
over here. There we go. Okay. So we've got the finisher shirt. Here just fell. We got the finisher shirt. We got the there it is. We can see half of the finisher shirt. So there's half of the Mikko Rantanen finisher shirt. There's another one, right? Don't we have a Moose shirt? We got a Moose shirt here for Rantanen too. Yeah, there we go. And then there's the Ottinger, the Otter. We have the most. I don't know. Is that the one that everybody wants? They want the, maybe not tonight, but normally do they
Generally,
want the
I
Otter
think
shirt?
that's a pretty sharp looking
Yeah,
shirt.
I think it's a good little shirt. I wore it the other day. It looks a little.
You did.
Yeah, it looks
for this read.
Looks a little feminine on me, but it's okay. It's a little. I'm walking around with an otter on my.
You look fine.
Okay.
It's a very
and we got
menacing.
Roddy. We got Roddy.
It's
we got
a
Roddy.
menacing otter.
Rookie of the year. It's the WNBA, I believe it's called. The DLS, the Roddy shirt. Rookie of the year, and I know you want me to say Jessica. Oh no! No, what's his name? Her name is Paige.
Paige Becker.
Paige. Oh damn! I was going to say Booker again. Paige
Jessica Booker.
But it's spelled Beuker.
Man, I can't
or
wait.
Something like that.
I can't wait till you start watching all of the Dallas Wings games next season.
The Wings?
Yes, they're her team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're working on it. All right.
We only got 3 seconds
4
left.
seconds. Join the supporters club. There's a link in the chat, probably sicko level stuff, badging in the YouTube channel, in our chat, as well as all of those fun exclusive emojis you only get if you're part of the supporters club. Sign up. The more you do, the more we will be able to make and create more special emojis. All right. Let's get to your super chats because I have a feeling people are ready to vent. They've been kind of venting in the chat already. There's the supporters chat club link in the chat. All right, Ryan, my window froze initially, so I don't have all of the super chats.
See what happens when the team lets us down? We are just discombobulated.
We are. That's a great word, by the way.
We are.
Okay, so let's start it up. Oh, what was that? I haven't noticed the bing bong with the fireworks. Did you see that in the corner there,
No, I can't
Luds?
see anything up there.
That's fantastic. All right. Let's get, he played the bing bong, but we don't actually have any super chats up
this
yet.
thing's moving all over the place.
There we go. Let's start with a Oscar Beck and Year After the Cup from Mikko Moose Knuckle. Going back to the
my.
Going back to the
Can't believe you read that. I'd be in trouble.
No, you wouldn't. You have the Mando reads. Going back to the second game of the season, it's worth noting that both Miro and Harley are not playing good hockey. Tonight was the second game in a row where Harley needs to wake the bleep up.
Yeah, I agree. No, he sometimes you got to take a couple steps back and just simplify some things. So, and again, I also will say that when things aren't going well, your top players are trying to do a little more.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to do a little less to do more.
Bing bong.
All right, we have another one from Sir Moose, a finger appendage. Another Oscar Beck and Year After the Cup.
That sounds worse.
That sounded worse. I just say Mikko Moose Knuckle.
Oh,
The majority of this
I just
roster.
wish I could be myself.
All right, Luds. The majority of the roster looks like they don't know what they are supposed to be doing, and the other half, that math doesn't add up. You can't have a majority and the other half. Majority means more than half. So you're now over 100, like 110, 15%. Doesn't work. They are supposed to be, the other half looks like they are just not doing it. Miko for captain.
Are you saying like a deer in headlights?
Sure.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some confusion out there.
Again, they're over processing things. They're thinking a little too much instead of reacting, and they've got to get to the part where they just react, not think.
All right, next one.
Bing bang.
Christian with a Haskin and a 99 cup here. Do we need to make a trade or call someone up or something to shock this group? Awful is putting it lightly. Bottom 6 are 2 fourth lines at best.
I will say that before game 1, they were already looking to add because we've talked about
it since the summer.
We said that there's a hole or a couple.
Problem is they have no cap space for that kind of move right now.
No, but they're going to have, see ya. Someone.
Probably.
Yeah.
That'll be an interesting decision at some point during the year. All right, so Christian has another one. This one's a Casey DeSmith and 99 cup here. Give Huru or Lind minutes over Ernie at this rate. Actually, disagree with this because I think Adam Ernie is exactly what you expect him to be.
It depends on when this was written. I mean, because if you watch the whole
post-game show.
No, they can't send them in early?
Well, they could have, but based on when those came
because
in,
if you watch
we had
game
already
tonight,
started.
Adam Ernie was pretty good, and so was Blackwell.
Adam Ernie was not the problem tonight for the Dallas Stars.
No.
And far from it. In fact, actually, I thought he looked fine. Very good. Yeah. So sorry, Christian, not on that one, but we agreed you on the one before that. I like the buzzer. You should do that more.
Bing
All right,
bang.
next one. The Stars at night with a Lundqvist and year after the cup. We are the same team we've been the past 10 years. A deep, talented roster that would rather pass than shoot and don't stay locked in for 60 minutes.
I think I've said that quite a bit. I will just go ding.
Ding. Like as in
Bing
a
bang.
Pavelski ding.
Check.
All right. So now Ryan's getting overstimulated over there. He couldn't get to them all.
Moose knuckles and overstimulated.
Oh, wow. Listen to you.
Well, no, that's what you guys are talking about.
I just talked about the Pavelski ding that he didn't play. But all right, next one is a Marshall second, a Lundqvist and Duchesne. As he said, where are we? It sucks to lose, but it will come around. Take a deep breath, chat. It will be okay.
When is the official panic button? When do you think it is? Like, how long do you give a team?
20 games?
Any team. How many?
20 maybe, or is that too long?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking 20 or 30.
Put it this way.
Well, it depends on where everybody else is.
Well,
I mean, if you're sitting in the basement, then
traditionally, Luds, it's Thanksgiving, right? If you are outside the traditional number, although I'm hearing people argue.
There's been a couple teams that are kind of still getting in, but yeah, you're right.
Well, it's about 80%.
And you got to say American Thanksgiving.
That's right. American Thanksgiving.
And everybody out there is going, what other Thanksgiving?
Well, you know why
is that?
I said Thanksgiving, because that's the one. Sorry to our Canadian friends. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving last week.
Bing bang.
But yes, the whole point is that it's about 80% in the modern era. If you're in a playoff spot at American Thanksgiving, you're going to make the playoffs. There's always a couple teams every year, and it varies how many of them. But I would say in the next month, they've got to at least start to show some progress. Now, the 2019 Blues were out of the playoffs and looked awful, and it looked like they were going to sell them apart, and then they call up Jordan Binnington and went on a run and won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, and
that's
you know what?
That's an outlier, though.
Especially now when you look around the West, nobody that you wouldn't expect, besides a couple teams, nobody's actually taken over the jump going, oh, my God, this team's going to make it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody scaring anybody down there that I feel right now. So
no.
There's a bunch of teams in the same boat.
They win a couple of games, everyone will feel right in the world, and we'll be fine.
Climb back up on that top 3, get out of this
Bing bang.
wild card spot.
All right, we have there he is. You're seeing your cursor move. This screen is all over the place, but we're fine with it. Eric with a Heiskanen and year after the cup. Oh, it moved on you.
Yep.
What did you think about
What are you talking about, the screen or?
No, we're talking about the screen here. What did you think about Harley's game tonight? You're making Ryan laugh for very ridiculous innuendos.
Well, you're saying the thing.
Oh, no. It's how you took it.
Well,
no pun intended. What do you think about Harley's game tonight, lads? Before you get the giggles.
Thomas's level is totally higher than what, we thought it was going to be last year, right? He climbed the ladder last year.
He took a huge step last year.
He's not living up to that right now, but then a lot of guys aren't, okay? I mean, it's not just Thomas or Miro or whoever. I mean, I'm happy with Rantanen. I'm happy with Robo, Wyatt, so back in Essa has been
he
quiet,
missed a practice
but not bad.
last Friday because of an illness. He played against the Blues, which was important because he would have been the only 6 healthy because of the injury to Lundqvist. He looked less sick out there tonight than he looked on Saturday, which you would expect. A few days to recover. But, yeah, there are times where he looks like he can take over a game offensively from the blue line. And the last few games, we haven't seen that.
Yeah, it hasn't come together yet.
All right, keep those Super Chats going. We've got one more segment. We'll take them as long as you keep sending them in here on the DLS Stars postgame show.
This isn't me because I ain't got nothing.
You're done.
Oh, I am.
You can talk if you want, but I'm here to tell you about the newsletter. Luds, what do you have on the DLS newsletter?
What?
Yeah, he doesn't. He already tuned out.
I was looking and packing up.
No, we have another segment packing up. I was just saying, what do you know about the DLS newsletter?
I don't. What?
Well, you can go to the website, alldlls.com/newsletter, and that will take you right up to sign up because it's completely free. Just type in your email address in the little box that pops up, hit send, and you'll receive it every day. Ali is our new newsletter writer, and he's part of the Cowboys show, and he got a newsletter this morning talking about the Maverick season is back because the NBA starts tonight. I believe the Mavs play tomorrow night as the first game. The Cooper flag era officially begins. You remember the flag captured t-shirt at one point. Anyway, it's completely free in your email inbox, helping you keep tabs on everything DFW sports related and specifically to do with the DLLS Stars shows, Stars, Mavs, Cowboys, Rangers. Check it out today. Sign up. It's completely free. And while you do that, you should definitely sign up to be a diehard. Now, being a diehard is not free, but it's a very reasonable price, and you get a ton and host of benefits for signing up to be a diehard. If you've never been a diehard before, you sign up, and you can pick one of the shirts that Luds just spent almost 2 minutes talking about in the last ad break, because you get a free t-shirt with signing up for your first year. In addition to that, you get access to all the writing from Sam and Sean for the Stars. For Ron, our new Mavs writer, is now going to be covering the beat on an everyday basis for Mavs, DLS. You've got Clarence with the Cowboys. You've got Jeff with the Rangers. They have a new manager. Should be interesting to see how that happens as they go through their offseason. Of course, the World Series is about to start. And you get access to and discounts on events. We have an event coming up in December. The Stars Takeover. We're going to the game with a bunch of you fans. And if you want to have a first shot at getting those tickets the next time, since we already sold out, you need to be a diehard. All right, we're going to keep on rolling with Super Chats here because I know we have more in the queue. So let's go to the next one, Ryan.
Bing bang.
And I believe we are, is this GM Ben? Oh, geez. Luds, look at this one. Ben with a DeSmith 99 cup here. Owen quit saying Miko Moose Knuckle. It's literally what he wrote.
I agree with him.
Okay. You want me to stop saying it? But he or she keeps putting in Super Chat. There's another one down there. All right, keep rolling.
Bing
Sorry,
bang.
Ben. I think it backfired. Eric with a Lundqvist and 99 cup here. In your opinion, who should be on the top line, Luds? Also, I thought Miro played good tonight. So 2 questions there. Who should be on the Stars top line?
Robertson, Hintz, Rantanen.
Figure everything else out?
Well, I mean, then you have Wyatt, you have Duchesne, you have Seguin. I mean, Duchesne when he's healthy. You got Bork. And those are, to me, am I missing anyone there? Those are your top 6, top 7 of 6.
Yeah.
7, 6. That's what I think. But again, I know that they're looking for balance. So I don't think the league now, if you're going to be one of the better teams, is you're not a 2-line team. You're 3, sometimes 4, 3.5. Look at the teams that are winning. Edmonton finds a way to do it because they got 2 best players on the planet. But I mean,
they kind of carry the water for them, don't they?
Yeah.
And they find a way to win an overtime game against the Senators.
Vegas is loaded.
I'm feeling pretty good about our Vegas Stanley Cup picks right now. Again, long season.
I didn't pick them to win.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I went Carolina.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
No, you didn't.
No, I did. I
No,
did go
you
Vegas.
picked-
I have Carolina and Vegas in the finals.
Yes,
I had Vegas.
I had
Sorry.
Florida and Vegas.
No, I didn't. I took Carolina because I remember you guys asked me why, and I said because
I don't think that's right.
I said I think it's their time because of Rod Brendamore. I said I think it's.
I
his
thought
time. Nope, Carolina.
We're gonna have to
Carolina,
get the receipts.
go ahead, pull
All
it
right.
up. Pull it
Ryan's working on it right now. Should we do another super
just
chat
saying.
while we dig it up?
Bing bang.
We'll come back to that. All right. So this is Steven with a Lundqvist and year after the cup. Seem one-dimensional. If the pass ain't there, we force it and turn it over or dump it and lose on the walls. A lot of passes just seem lazy or cocky. I don't know.
Well, the pass it or dump it thing. If there isn't a pass to be made, then you do have to put it into an area where you can go, and put some pressure on it because you don't want to turn it over and go the other way. So it's I agree in that we are a pass team. We are a puck control team.
They've been a possession team for a number of years.
But you have to have possession players. So you have to know who you are. Like again, the fourth line tonight, the Ernie. I mean, I'm not throwing Tyler, and I'm saying like the Ernies, the Blackwells, the Steels. They can't turn pucks over in the neutral zone or at the offensive blue
I don't
line.
know if you noticed it in the second period, but there was a play that was almost identical to Blackwell's turnover against Vancouver, where he goes into the same corner or same half wall, has the puck, he turns back, has the guy on his back, and he plays it back down the wall. And I laughed to myself and said, boy, he's not trying to force that one through the middle. Now, I don't think it was the same guy wide open that he saw, but it was literally the exact same spot on the ice. And, he talked about it. We played in the pregame show. He said, that's usually not a play I make that kind of mistake. Right. And even top level pros like yourself, you'll have moments where you make a play, you don't see it, and as soon as it's off your stick, you almost want to grab it and pull it back. It's too late and go, oh no, I can't believe I just did that. It happened.
I never attempted that. I knew better.
You knew better. You played very much within yourself.
I wasn't able to do those kind of things, so I just.
So you had Vegas win.
Thank you.
No, me.
Put it up.
I don't have it.
I have Vegas winning.
You had Vegas winning.
I even said. I remember saying. I might have wrote it down, but I said it's Carolina's time.
I think that's.
Can we go to the audio?
No.
Let's go to the audio.
I believe you picked Carolina to beat Florida for the Eastern Conference, but lose to Vegas, which is clearly what Ryan just saw. All right, next super chat. He's not going to admit he's wrong, but he's definitely wrong.
We got to go to the audio.
Yeah, we got to go to another one from Mikko's Moose Tackle. I say Lundqvist.
Ben, he did it again.
Year after the cup. Keep this mind as panic. Keep this. I think he means in mind as panic sets in. Jerry and Steven do not own or run this team. That is a positive thought.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Take your word for it.
Bing bang.
Steven with Darian Hatcher, right? We switched out of Brendan Smith. Darian Hatcher and year after the cup. Also, why is our most physical player still Mikko? That's different, though, because that's the way he plays. He's going to be a physical player. That's part of his game.
Yeah, but you'd like others to jump on board. I mean, that's the point.
It's okay that he's the most. Honestly, I think he leads by example in that regard.
Listen,
that's his physical style.
Game, I don't know right now, but last game that Adam Ernie was in the lineup, I think he had 9 hits. I think he led the team with hits.
Well, let's take a look
Adam
tonight.
Ernie can be a physical player. Blackwell and Steele should be also.
Bastian had the. Now, look, we always say this. Hits
but those
recorded,
guys play 8 minutes.
He had 4 hits. Bastian had the most. Foxa had 3. Blackwell had 3. Ernie had 3.
See, those are your bottom.
Rantanen had 2.
Bottom 5-6 players. That's
they're
part of their
doing what
job.
they're supposed to do. Yeah. Now, look, hits are a weird stat because sometimes they make contact, they check another player, but they don't get credited with a hit because a hit is, by NHL definitions, technically physical contact with an opponent that forces a change of possession. Yeah, I know. It's confusing because if you slam into some guy, but he keeps the puck.
Well, it's not confusing, but I'm just saying.
No, it's confusing how it's tracked.
Guys are getting credit for hits that they're not turning pucks over.
That's right.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't get credit for it. It's just, it's a stat.
But then the other, an argument for some of the
salt.
top guys would be, well, I'm not going to hit because I have the puck a lot.
Right.
Yes.
So we always talk about if you have a lot of possession, you're not going to win the hits.
I have
our commander in chief has something to say. What?
He has a receipt. Drum roll, please. Luds is wrong. Luds is wrong. Look at the bottom.
No, I said go to the audio. I think I said it's Carolina's time.
So
you guys
you
said
wanted
why.
to walk back the one
I want the audio.
you submitted to our producer for graphic support. He does it, and then you go, I changed my mind.
Anybody could have done that, but they can't fake my voice. Get the audio.
Hey, Ryan, should we do that for the pregame show on Thursday? Should we have a little receipt time?
I'm gonna go find it. Yeah, I'll have it.
All right, pregame show on Thursday. We will find out once and for all. Let's go to the next super chat.
Bing bang.
Michael Moore with a Madonna 99 Cup here. Didn't Pete only go pointless in 3 games once in his tenure? How can we say it's a learning curve? Also, when can we say Rope is overrated and inconsistent?
Oh my God.
It's a lot
Don't
there.
leave anybody out.
Yes, they almost avoided 3 regulation losses in a row in the regular season until the very end of DeBoer's tenure. As far as how can you say it's a learning curve? Actually, that's pretty easy.
I'm thinking about hints.
Okay, so let's go to hints.
There are games you come out and go, did he play?
Oh yeah, if he was consistently what we see from Rope Hintz when he's on, he'd be one of the highest rated centers in the NHL.
Yeah.
He's capable of taking over and changing games.
Yeah, and he can play a physical game. He can finish his checks, and obviously he skates well and does a lot of those
Boy,
things.
does he.
If his speed isn't on display in a game, everything else for him is off, as far as I'm concerned.
I think you're right.
Bing bang.
Eric with a Madonna 99 Cup here. The sky is falling drop for some people, and we miss Pavelski.
The sky is falling.
There we go. And we have one from Ardell, which
Bing
he's
bang.
asking for, I think, another drop here because he has a Ludwig and Madonna. Yes, it's Ludwig and Madonna. I guarantee you. Resist the Six Flags life. The sky is not falling.
I don't know what that means.
I'll explain, but you got to play the sky is falling drop first.
The
Ardell
sky
paid
is
for
falling.
The Six Flags life, Luds, is
Six
the
Flag
roller.
what?
It's the roller coaster. It's getting too high after wins. It's getting too low after losses. You're riding the roller coaster of emotions following a team that wins and loses.
Got it. I get it now.
All right.
Guess you gotta go to Six Flags.
By the way, T.O. is accusing Ryan of doctoring audio already. He says, doctored audio incoming.
He's using AI.
That's
Oh,
very
yeah,
true.
you are.
Okay, so you're Glenn Gullitson. You've got to practice tomorrow. You've got a game against LA.
I wouldn't
on
want to be Gully right now.
Okay, you don't have to be, but let's put yourself in his shoes for just a minute. You have practice tomorrow. You don't know about Matt Duchene. Maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. You have LA on Thursday night, a team that generally is pretty good in at least last year. We'll see what they are this year at defense, shot suppression, and they have some young up-and-coming guys. And, of course, this will be the last time Anze Kopitar comes to Dallas during the regular season in his NHL career. Maybe. Or
He's hurt.
But actually, do they have another game against them? I'll have to check. I don't know if this is 2-1 because they played 2 and whatever. What do you do in the next 48 hours?
Well, I mean, again, they're going to go through the game tonight, and I think what you do is you pick out 2 or 3 of your most important things, in whatever zone that is. And again, you're not going to build a house in the next 48 hours.
No.
So what you're lacking in your last 2 or 3 games, whatever they believe that is the most, whether it's offensively or if it's defensively breakdown, or the breakdowns, or finishing checks, or the pucks that aren't getting into the areas that they should get into, you have to kind of start what you believe is the foundation of your game, and you have to keep on working on that.
I was wrong because LA comes back in December. So this will be the first of 2 times that the Kings come to Dallas. December 15th, it's a Monday night. They play the Kings. So, yeah, but it's still a busy week. Kings, Hurricanes, Preds, Capitals on a week from tonight, next Tuesday at home. Ovechkin could be his final trip to Dallas.
He could be looking at 900 yet, too.
And then the Lightning and the Panthers, all those games coming up before they have 2 days without a game. So it's going to be an every other day, plus the back-to-back.
Those aren't easy teams.
No,
either.
none of them.
So you need to get it fixed quick.
Although they should be able to go in on, as you said, on paper and beat the Preds. But the way they're playing right now, I don't think you can count on anything. You got to get it back and get it right and get it going. Tonight was supposed to be.
Got to get to 3, right? Isn't that what Gully said? First to 3.
Get to 3 league. Well,
before you do that, you got to get to 2.
It's true, because that's 2 games in a row. They've only scored a goal. This was supposed to be a get-right game. Now they've got to figure a way to do that on
Even if they
Thursday.
win the game, though, it doesn't mean that they're right.
No.
They still have, it's the beginning to getting right.
Yes.
Bing bang.
Oh, another
No,
super
I
chat.
should've
We're
shut
just
up.
trying to leave. Steven with a Lundqvist and year after the cup. Miko has that dog in him, though it's just not hits. I know it's still early, but like Gully said, turn it up, get a little nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you start there. I think you have to be, again, this is not going to be one of the most physical teams in the league, but be hard to play against.
Be hard to play against.
Be hard to play against.
All right. We're off tomorrow because we have a 4-game week, including Saturday and Sunday back-to-back. Stars and Kings, it's an 8 o'clock Central Time start. It's an ESPN Plus Hulu exclusive, which means 7:15 pregame show. Buds and I will be here. Ryan will be here. And the Stars and the Kings will play at 8. Until then, thanks for joining us. We'll see you Thursday for the pregame show and some receipts. I can't wait to see the video.
I want to say all the C words.
Audio, not video. Audio. Oh, you're going to play the whole thing?
Oh, we are.
We all silly like the mayor.